This has probably got to be one of the most easiest ways to trade the NASDAQ futures. If you guys have been trading prop firms or maybe even a personal account and you guys have been kind of shifting through some of these videos on YouTube and just can't really figure out the terminology, you can't really figure out the strategies, the risk to reward, where do you put your stop, where do you take profits at, I'm going to give you guys a very simple strategy that almost anyone can use. Okay, so with that being said, we're looking at a 15-minute time frame on the NASDAQ futures. What I'm looking for here is a break, retest, and go. Okay, so what does that exactly mean? So if we kind of look at what the NASDAQ futures did here, let me get my drawing tool. If we look at what the NASDAQ futures did here off the open, we had a big red candle followed by a back test of this supply. Okay, and the supply that I'm looking at here is a sloping down 20 SMA. Okay, so big flush off the open, big reversal. One thing that tends to happen with a lot of traders, especially newer traders and especially traders who kind of spinning their wheels around in the mud, trading prop firms and futures in general, is they like to just dive into these moves and they just think that it's going to just go straight down in a straight line essentially. And you know, a lot of times you're in the money, and then the next candle opens up and it snaps back. I mean, this is a pretty big candle here. Within a matter of 15 minutes, this candle snaps back over 100 points. Okay, but what I want you guys to focus on is if the pressure off the open was down, okay, then we know, okay, by the pressure that if we do not reclaim that opening 15-minute range high, then more than likely any back test is nothing more than noise. Okay, so what does that mean for you? What I want you guys to do is kind of look at the first 15 minutes, look at the first two 15-minute candles, and I want you guys to see, is the pressure down or is the pressure up? If the pressure is down, kind of let go a lot of the noise, right? Don't immediately look to try to reverse this, because for everyone who tried to reverse this move on Thursday thinking it was just going to go and break, you know, pre-market highs, overnight session highs, got slapped in the absolute face. So this is why I always recommend, if it's probably in your best nature to not trade the first 30 minutes of the market. And the reason being is there's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of up and there's a lot of down. What we're looking to do is find areas where price is going to pull back into a previous area of support or a previous area of resistance. In this particular case, I had a level from earlier in the week at 18,305. That's down here, okay? And I got about a 50-point range here just to kind of give me a little bit of a zone to work with in case price is kind of chopping around in this area. I know just to kind of stay out of that area until either we close below it or we kind of reclaim it. So what we're looking for, and here's the actual strategy. We are waiting for a key level to get tested, broken, and then reclaimed, okay? So in this particular matter, we already know that the pressure is down. We already know that we got our back test, kind of solidifying that the pressure is down. All we need to kind of do is either just wait for this to come into our support, wait for it to breach, and look for a hammer candle, okay? This is gonna be your check mark. So if you get a nice sweep off the open, you kind of sit patiently on your hands, allow some structure to form, and then you look at your key level and notice a breakdown of that key level followed by an immediate reaction of buying, okay? This is the candle that you want to put your check mark next to, and you want to say, if we get a reclaim, which is breaking a level of support, reclaiming that level of support, giving you your hammer candle, which is check mark number one. Check mark number two is the back test. Reclaim, back test, and look at exactly where we back tested. We back tested that demand zone. We back tested that 18,305 from Thursday. That is what you want to see. That in my books is going to create an A+ setup. Okay, so step one, allow the market to come into a previous area of support, allow the previous area of support to get breached. Okay, that's check mark number one. Allow the reclaim, meaning you get back over with the decisive hammer candle, okay? Check mark two. So you got one check, two checks, and the next thing you're looking for, and this seals the deal, is a retest of the level that was broken with no move continuing past the low wick. Does that make sense? Breaching of a support level, check mark number one. And the reason why I'm repeating it a lot is because I want it to sink in. Check mark number one is breaching a key level, breaching a support, breaching a prior area of resistance if it's going long, support if it's going short. From earlier in the week, it could have been from yesterday, it could have been from pre-market, it could have been from, 2 days ago. Wherever the price has shown, okay, where it has acted as a level of support, that's what you're focusing on. As soon as that level is breached, now you can check mark box number one. Next thing you want to see is a definitive wick followed by a hammer candle. That's check mark number two. Check mark number three, to make this an A+ setup, is a retest of the key level that we breached. If that holds without making a new low, the trade is on to the long side. You are getting in as soon as we breach, and I'm going to put a line here so we can just kind of see it, as soon as we confirm and engulf the previous two candles. Does that make sense? So in this particular situation, you would be getting long where I drew this yellow line at a price point of around 18,368. And within a matter of 15 minutes, this goes all the way up to a high of 18,419. You are talking about a 40 point, almost 50 point plus move. And even when the next candle opens up, even though it does pull back, notice it's still holding your range, this pushes up to a price of 18,443. So it pushed up about 80 points in a matter of 15 minutes. If you can't pass prop firm evaluations, collecting 30, 40, 50, 60 points on one trade, and you can't work your accounts to pay out, we got bigger problems. What this strategy is going to entail, you to be extremely patient. I know it looks good to just short right off the open. I know it looks good to try to reverse off the open. And hey, sometimes you take those shorts and you make money. Sometimes you take that reversal, you make money. But a lot of times this is where you get chewed up. I would recommend personally sitting out the first 30 minutes of the market, allowing some structure to form, looking at your supply and demand levels from previous days or even a previous week. Allow price action to come into those supports. Allow the support to get broken. Allow the market to tell you, hey, there's buyers here. We are going to reverse. We are going to bounce. What is that signal? Where does that check mark come in? When you see a hammer candle with a definitive wick, okay, showing that there's buying pressure. The next thing you want to see is a back test. You've got to see the back test of that level that we breached, followed by no continuation through the lows. Does that make sense? As soon as you get those three check marks, it is good to go. You are firing long all day right here. You are looking for, okay, what you are looking for is at least, depending on the risk that you're going to assume, and your risk is going to be right below this candle, you are looking for something close to 1-to-1. Okay, so in this particular situation, if we were getting in right here over this engulfing, right, as soon as this candle starts to engulf the previous two candles, we are looking at getting in at around 18,360. Our stop loss is going to be around 18,300. We are looking for at least 60 points on this move. It is 60 points on the take profit side or lose 60 points. Now, before you start stressing out and panicking and say, well, man, I trade 3 mini contracts. There's no way that I'm going to be able to trade my prop firm with 3 mini contracts, giving up 60 points. I get it. I understand. These situations call for dynamic position sizing. If you were to trade 1 micro contract and make 60 points, that's a $120 trade, followed by a $160 loss. If you normally lose, or you're normally willing to lose, let's say $300 a trade, you can afford to trade 3 micro contracts. In the worst case scenario, you're going to lose between $300 and $350 on this particular trade. In the best case scenario, you're going to make $300 to $350 on this trade, targeting a 1-to-1. Now, can you target more? Can you target a 2R? Sure, because this goes up a lot more, okay, a lot more than 60 points. But what gets people is when you go into profit 60 points, a lot of people don't sell here. The market pulls all the way back. You tend to get scared and you sell for a loss, and you only come back to look at the chart 2-3 hours later and see that you would have made 2R, 3R, sometimes even 4Rs on these particular moves. Remember, this is what I want to stress. Your stop loss from when you originated this trade is right here. Nothing changes no matter what the pullback is, okay? Nothing changes. The market is continuing to grind higher, and you can see that we actually grinded all the way to our upper supply. Use this strategy, look for those 3 check marks, come back, comment, let me know how you guys do. If you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, get access to the mentorship, get access to my online courses, get access to the online community where we trade each and every single day live, make sure you guys join Evolution Traders. That link is down in the description box below. If you guys would like to sign up with Apex, the prop firm, it's a very, very good prop firm. You are allowed up to 20 accounts. It's 80% off right now, guys. Use code DAnthony. That discount code is at the top of the screen here. You're going to be able to get that discount code, or you can go down in the description box and you can sign up with Top One Futures. I'm an affiliate with Top One Futures. Direct to funded, sim funded. You can also try daytraders.com, use code DAnthony, and you can use Apex using code DAnthony. I'll see all of you guys on the next one.